Alright, let's get straight into this. So originally my plan was just to pick Bulbasaur and Gary would have Charmander the whole way through. However, I realized that a part of this challenge is that Gary's starter was always strong against mine. So using the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, I swapped out Charmander for Ralts so that Gary would have a Psychic-type starter. I did also activate the National Dex from the start just to be 100% certain that Ralts would evolve, but this only causes one evolution on our end later on. Our first rival battle is pretty simple since Ralts doesn't have any attacks and so is left to just growl as Bulbasaur takes him out with Tackle. Now for the first time ever in this challenge, I will never be short on Pokemon. We add a Weedle to the party and then head straight into the second rival battle. At this point, Weedle has evolved into a Kakuna who's at level 9 with the moves Poison Sting, String Shot, and Harden, while Bulbasaur has gone up to level 9 as well, adding Leech Seed to her repertoire. This battle took a lot of attempts, and here's a list of things that needed to happen for us to be victorious. Eventually that all pays off and we're free to move on to Brock. At this point Kakuna has evolved into Beedrill, but let's face it, he's just up front so that this battle goes a bit longer. Honestly, the fact that Brock's Geodude doesn't know any rock-type moves also helped to drag this battle out as both Pokemon spam their defense-raising moves while using weak attacks on each other. Eventually Geodude falls to poison before Onix makes short work of our weakened Beedrill. Of course that means Bulbasaur comes in, who's able to one-shot Onix with a Vine Whip. On our way to Mount Moon we catch one of each gender Nidoran, and while in the cave we catch Zubat. Bulbasaur evolves and just outside Cerulean City we catch an Ekans. Going into our next rival battle we have our male Nidoran at level 15 with the moves Leer, Peck, Focus Energy and Double Kick. Ivysaur's level 18 with Tackle, Poison Powder, Leech Seed and Vine Whip. Zubat's at level 16 with Leech Life, Astonish, Supersonic and Bite. And finally, Ekans is at level 17 with Wrap, Leer, Poison Sting and Bite. We decide to lead off with Ekans, who lowers Pidgeotto's attack thanks to Intimidate. We then use a couple of Leers to lower the bird's defense before hitting hard with a few Poison Stings that ultimately poison him. Although he manages to knock Ekans out with a quick attack, the poison sets in and the match is quickly evened up. At this point, Gary's Ralts has evolved into a Curlier who's able to one-shot Zubat with Confusion. We send in Ivysaur, who starts using Vine Whip as Curlier sets up with Double Team. Ivysaur is eventually able to take him out, but is deep in red health. Thankfully though, Gary sends out a Zabra who can only use Teleport, meaning we can safely switch into Nidoran who gets through unscathed, and we only have to worry about Rattata. Of course, we have a super effective move, so a Double Kick and a Peck easily take the rat out. Moving swiftly onto Misty, this is a pretty easy Ivysaur sweep as she takes out Staryu with some Vine Whips before leveling up enough to replace Vine Whip with Razor Leaf, which takes Starmie out. And then I fucked up! I somehow completely forgot about the rival battle on the SSN. So I had my team ready for Surge, which meant that 3 of my Pokemon were over-leveled for this battle, or would become over-leveled for Surge. Or I had to go in with less Pokemon. Or I'd just do what I did and go catch an Oddish and level it up enough for the rival battle. A rival battle that did in fact take several attempts and change strategies. Let's just skip to the last one. Ekans manages to take Pidgeotto down with Poison Sting and Bite, but is deep in red when Kadabra comes out to finish Ekans off with Confusion. We send in Beedrill, who with a stroke of luck manages to knock Kadabra out without getting hit or getting a move disabled, as was the problem in every attempt beforehand. Kolai is in next, and despite all the double teaming is taken out with a combination of Poison Sting and Fury Attack. Finally is Raticate, who does take Beedrill down with Hyper Fang, but he's that badly damaged from poison that when Zubat comes out, one more Hyper Fang is all the giant rat can get off. Going into Lieutenant Surge, both Nidorans have reached their final stages, meaning we don't have much to worry about. Nidoking faces off against Voltorb, whose only viable move in this battle is Sonic Boom, but he only gets one off before Focus Energy causes a crit on a Double Kick, taking the living Pokeball out. Nidoking levels up enough to replace Poison Sting with Thrash, and we instantly test the new move out, one-shotting Pikachu. Raichu's in next, who outspeeds, setting up a double team that causes Thrash to miss. After another double team though, Thrash hits again, and this time it's a crit, knocking Raichu out. Up next it's the rival battle in Lavender Town, and here's how our team is looking going into this one. Ekans is at level 20 with the moves Wrap, Glare, Poison Sting and Bite. Ivysaur is level 25 with the moves Cut, Poison Powder, Leech Seed, and Razor Leaf. Nidoqueen is also at level 25 with Dig, Body Slam, Poison Sting, and Double Kick. Nidoking is level 23 with the same moves that he finished off Surge with, that being Thrash, Peck, Focus Energy, and Double Kick. And finally, our Zubat has evolved into a Golbat with the moves Wing Attack, Astonish, Supersonic, and Bite. Once again, we start with Ekans against Pidgeotto, but Sand Attack prevents most of Ekans' Poison Stings from hitting before she's taken down by a combination of Gust and Quick Attack. We send in Nidoking, who takes the bird down with a couple of hits from Thrash before Execute comes out and puts Nidoking to sleep with Hypnosis. While Nidoking sleeps, Execute sets up a Reflect, meaning the peck that Nidoking hits with when he wakes up is weakened. Nidoking then gets Leech Seeded while we use Focus Energy, hoping to get a crit on Peck, but Hypnosis puts Nidoking to sleep before he's knocked out by Confusion. We send in Golbat next, hitting with a Wing Attack right after Reflect wears off, but Execute just keeps using Hypnosis. A critical hit of Confusion knocks Golbat down to 6 HP, and when he can't wake up on the next turn, one more hit of Confusion knocks him out. We send in Ivysaur, and somehow a Cut is enough to knock Execute out, but thankfully he misses Hypnosis and we knock the eggs out with one more Cut. Of course, Gary still has 2 Psychic types left, so he sends out Kadabra, who immediately disables Cut as we get off Poison Powder. He then uses Kinesis, causing our first attempt at Razor Leaf to miss before he disables it for our second attempt. Confusion wipes out nearly half of Ivysaur's health, but a Cut gets Kadabra low enough that Poison can finish the job. Kalai is in next, and we once again set up with Poison Powder. Double teams mean that Ivysaur keeps missing Cut as a Confusion knocks it down to 6 HP before Razor Leaf is enabled again, and one shot takes out the rest of Kalai's HP. That just leaves Gyarados, who knocks Ivysaur out with a Thrash, putting us into a one-on-one. With just a few body slams, the paralyzed and confused Gyarados faints. Up next is Giovanni, whose Onix and Rhyhorn both predictably fall to a Razor Leaf. Of course, Kangaskhan is the real hard hitter of his team, and she takes Ivysaur out with Fake Out, Bite, and Mega Punch. However, she's on low health when Nidoqueen comes in to knock her out with a simple double kick. Erica was about as easy as last time when I used only fire types. Golbat came in and wing attacked everyone, making it a clean sweep even while paralyzed. Now going into the next rival battle, we'll address the elephant in the room. Activating the National Dex early means that Golbat has evolved into a Crobat. Our team for this battle, Ekans is also evolved, so Arbok is at level 35 with an unchanged moveset. Venusaur is at level 40 with no new moves, Beedrill is at level 35 with Poison Sting, Rage, Twin Needle, and Pursuit. Nidoqueen's at level 38 with the same moves as ever, and Crobat is level 37, having replaced Astonish with Air Cutter. Arbok once again faces off with her old foe Pidgeot, and with a combination of Poison Sting and Bite is able to take the bird down yet again. Blue then sends in Execute, who is unable to get a shot in as he keeps flinching to Arbok's Bite. Alakazam outspeeds, but seeing as how this is the battle where he only has Future Sight, that's not a problem as Arbok has officially bitten her way through 60% of Gary's team. Sadly, just as Gardevoir comes in, Arbok takes the Future Sight and faints. We send in Crobat, whose incredible speed allows him to get up a Bite, but despite being super effective, doesn't do much. We opt instead to use Confuse Ray, but Gardevoir breaks through, getting off a Psychic that one-shots our bat. We send in Beedrill, who also eats a Psychic one-shot, and so we send in Nidoqueen. A Body Slam gets Gardevoir down to about half health, but once again Gardevoir breaks through Confusion to get off a Psychic one-shot. We send out Venusaur last, who fires off a Razor Leaf as Confusion finally does us a favour, putting Gardevoir into red health, meaning one shot of Razor Leaf finally finishes Gardevoir off. That just leaves Gyarados, who takes a Razor Leaf pretty well before firing back with Dragon Rage. We then dig into our old bag of tricks with a Poison Powder Leech Seed combo before a critical hit on Razor Leaf wins us the battle. For the second Giovanni battle, Venusaur starts off against Nidorino in a pretty simple back and forth, as neither of them really has moves that do all that much damage to each other. When Nidoqueen comes in though, Venusaur is only able to get her down to about a quarter health remaining before she's taken out by Body Slam. We send in Gloom, who takes out Nidoqueen with Giga Drain before Gloom is knocked out by a Kangaskhan Mega Punch. We send in Nidoking, who takes Kangaskhan out with a few hits of Double Kick before doing the same to Rhyhorn. Sabrina certainly seems like the gym leader we should be worried about the most, but Venusaur gets through Kadabra untouched with a couple of Razor Leafs before Mr. Mime comes out setting up with a couple of barriers as Venusaur takes the earlier Future Sight. Mr. Mime then baton passes to Alakazam, meaning the already special defense heavy Pokemon is coming in with high physical defense as well. He then ups his special defense some more with a Calm Mind, meaning the Razor Leaf we hit with does about a quarter HP in damage. We keep on calling for Razor Leaf as Alakazam keeps on calling for Future Sight before fainting. Mr. Mime comes back in, but a few Hyper Potions effectively stall us while Venusaur takes Future Sight before knocking Mr. Mime out. Venomoth then comes in and hits hard with a couple of Psybeams, but it's too little too late as Crobat comes in to finish the Moth off with a Wing Attack. It's Poison versus Poison as we face off against Koga next. We call for Air Cutter a lot as Coughing goes back and forth between Smokescreen and Sludge. Ultimately, Crobat's accuracy gets a bit too low for my liking as we switch out to Arbok. A Strength takes Coughing into the red before he causes a double knockout with Self-Destruct. We send Crobat back in against Muck, preventing him from continuing to use Minimize by using Confuse Ray, and a combination of Confusion and Air Cutter take the big pile of goo down. Coughing number 2 is in next, and we do briefly get him down to red health before a Hyper Potion fixes him back up. When he gets to red again, we see a pattern emerging, so switch into Gloom, who takes Self-Destruct for another double knockout. Crobat comes in one last time, and with 3 Air Cutters, Weezing goes down. Moving on to Blaine, I realized that I caught a Coughing, a Grimer, and a Tentacool all without recording them, but the only one that matters at this point is the Tentacool, who has evolved into a Tentacruel. He's currently sitting at level 40 with the moves Bubble Beam, Supersonic, Surf, and Barrier. On top of that, Nidoking has also been taught Surf, but let's get into the battle. 2 Air Cutters is enough for Crobat to take out Growlithe, and 2 more almost take out Ponyta, but a Hyper Potion puts him back to perfect health while Crobat is sat on 11 HP. A Confuse Ray and an Air Cutter do get Ponyta back down to around half health, but a Stomp takes the bat down. We send in Tentacruel, setting up with Barrier before knocking Ponyta out with Surf. Rapidash comes in next, and a Surf takes him down to 1 HP. Knowing another Hyper Potion's coming, we set up again with Barrier before taking the Fire Horse down with a couple of Bubble Beams. That just leaves Arcanine, who's hit hard with a Surf before using Roar, forcing a switch into Nidoking. That's fine though, because he has Surf as well, and just like that, we have 7 gym badges. Against Giovanni, 1 Surf is enough to take out his first Rhyhorn, and although Nidoking eats an Earthquake pretty hard, 1 Surf also takes out the Dugtrio. Nidoqueen, however, survives with about a quarter health and finishes Nidoking off with another Earthquake. We send in Tentacruel, who finishes Nidoqueen with another Surf. Rhyhorn comes out and another Surf one-shot. Then Nidoking comes out and guess what? Another Surf one-shot. Okay, so I'd actually been recording live commentary for a bit at this point, and here's some clips from the next rival battle rather than me explaining it fully. Okay, so we've got Weezing in on this one, and literally Weezing's entire job is to, if needed, come in and explode. Oh, fucking I just used Thrash. So, this is really weak. Oh god, Alakazam. That's gonna be... This might be a bad idea, but I'm sending Venusaur out first. Poison Powder. Oh, not a Calm Mind. Shit. I think I gotta rely on physical attack. Please outspeed, please outspeed. Oh. Okay, that's Oh shit, he's got God of War and Execute. Oh. Just dig. Avoid damage for as long as possible. Okay. Oh, it's a crit though. Okay, I just have to hope. So Crobat should outspeed. I think... Yeah, okay. I think once God of War's gone, then our worries are over, because he'll send out Execute. No, he sent out Rhyhorn. Fuck! Oh god, does Rhyhorn know any rock-type moves? Nobody knows Takedown. Okay, that didn't hit anywhere near as hard as I thought it was going to. Please hit yourself, please hit yourself. Okay. And Gyarados. Ah. Please don't faint, please don't faint. Oh. Fuck me, this is doing so little damage. Have to rely on Haircutter's high crit ratio. Yes! And then... What the fuck? Crit. No. Oh, no. Don't be paralyzed. First fucking try. Holy shit. And once again it's time to pick the levels that we go into the league with. I decided this time around, rather than using a die like I did last time, I'd put the exact same principle, but just use Google's random number generator. And our number is... Well, that makes things easy. Lorelei's Dugong goes down easily to a Razor Leaf, but Slowbro just lives, putting Venusaur to sleep with Yawn as she's healed with a full restore. A few Ice Beams get Venusaur dangerously close to fainting, but she wakes up firing off a Razor Leaf to knock Slowbro out. When Lapras comes out though, it just takes one more Ice Beam to knock Venusaur out. We send in Nidoqueen, who hits with Superpower, taking out about 2/3 of Lapras's HP before being hit hard by Surf. We then switch to Body Slam, which initially puts Lapras into red health and paralyzes her, but a berry gets back some of that HP. Another Body Slam leaves Lapras on 1 HP as she hits back with Surf, knocking Nidoqueen out. Then I, for some reason, decided to send in Tentacruel, who literally cannot hurt Lapras, as Lapras turns water-type attacks into HP. Somehow though, thanks to confusion, Lapras knocks herself out. Cloyster's out next, and thankfully its special defense is nowhere near its physical defense, meaning Surf actually does a decent amount of damage despite being resisted, but a dive unfortunately takes Tentacruel out and we send in Nidoking. A double kick finishes Cloyster off, and when Jinx comes in, all it takes is a Mega Horn. Moving on to Bruno, Tentacruel makes quick work of both of his Onixes with a Hydro Pump and a Surf. When Hitmonchan comes out, I decide to switch into Crobat, and this happens. Ooh. What a move to switch into. Oh, it's a good thing Crobat's already speedy anyways. Ooh, no. Ooh, shit. these days I'm gonna remember that that thing has counter on it. But anyways, Tentacruel then goes on a tear, knocking out all 3 of Bruno's remaining Pokémon with Surf. As we move on to Agatha, full restore drags Gengar's life out a bit, but ultimately Bite and Air Cutter takes it down. When Haunter comes out, 2 more bites is all it takes before Gengar number 2 suffers the same fate as the first one. Golbat then comes out as both our bats trade Confuse Rays and Air Cutters, with Crobat eventually taking the win. Arbok is out last for Agatha, but a bite and a few Air Cutters give us the win. Alright, Lance is usually where it gets hard. So this is attempt number 1. With a Poison Powder and a couple of growths, Venusaur is able to take Gyarados out with 1 Razor Leaf. Aerodactyl comes in next, who does take Venusaur out with a Wing Attack before being 2-shotted by a Nidoking Surf. Nidoking did take some damage from Aerodactyl though, so the first hit of Dragonite's Outrage finishes him off, but we see our opening. We send in Weezing, who uses a Destiny Bond before being taken out by Outrage, dragging Dragonite down with him. We send in Nidoqueen, who body slams 2 Dragonairs into unconsciousness, leaving only the champion. Time for some clips. He's probably gonna send in a Psychic type next, so won't be too bad if Tentacruel goes down. He's nearly out of moves anyway. Unless he sends him right on, that'll be fun. Nope, Alakazam. Alright, try a Hydro Pump. It's not gonna work, but huh. Okay, I guess Surf then. Holy shit, Tentacruel's about to take out Alakazam. Never mind. Switch into Nidoqueen. I still need Nidoking Surf. I have no idea what God of War's moves are in this, actually. Okay, Future Sight and Hypnosis. Go for a Body Slam. Oh, fuck. That is absolutely going to bring out. Yep, full restore. Superpower be resisted. I am starting to think God of War doesn't have any attacking moves. Just realized I said I still need Nidoking Surf, but I still have Venusaur's Razor Leaf. Also looking at them, Nidoking is absolutely just purple right on. So, I've won. Yeah, he can't do shit. Did I make this too easy? Like I'm literally just going to send in Weezing to Destiny Bond and explode. This is actually my plan against God of War, but I didn't need it. Use Explosion just in case we live. So, that was first attempt on all of them. So, that's one way to do it. Cool. What the fuck do I even say? And that is poison types only. Now, I doubt I can do this, but if I can pull this off. Alright, I just finished writing this script like 10 minutes before I started recording. As I record this, it is Saturday, the 21st of August, 2021. My plan is to hopefully have this edited and uploaded by this Thursday night, the 26th, at the latest. If I manage to do that, then this Saturday, the 28th, my time, I'll put up a couple of other time zones for convenience, roughly 10 PM, I will be doing the normal types only challenge live on Twitch. I might do Friday as well, but don't count on that. I work early on Fridays and do some exercise stuff Friday evenings that leaves me completely fucked. So yeah, probably keep an eye out on Twitter. It'll be linked in the description. We'll see if I link Facebook and Instagram this time. I don't use them. And if I don't get this out on time, I'll still aim for the middle of the week to upload it and just stream it on that Saturday. Okay, see ya. Eight fucking minutes for a face recording. That is... These things are normally at least an hour long.